This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. If you want to pre-order some Duskmourn cards, use my link in the description. So our first draft, thanks to Wizards of the Coast for inviting me to the early access event. Chainsaw's real good. I mean, it's a removal spell with big upside. It's probably the pick. We got a couple signpost uncommons, and I often do force synergy, like in the first few drafts, just to see what happens when I have like every card that does the thing that my other cards care about. So sometimes it's fun to take them, but when I have a card like Chainsaw that's just going to be good in every red deck, it's pretty difficult to be like, hey, I don't want this, So, so I think that's where we're going to go. Monstrous Emergence is a great removal spell, but this has more synergy going on. It's an artifact I can sacrifice potentially, for example. So, I guess the sacrifice effects in this format are mostly enchantments and creatures, but I still think Chainsaw looks pretty good. Okay, so I do like Fear of Abduction a lot. I think it's good in any deck, probably. It's really good if you can reanimate it, though. It is expensive. In this format, it looks like it'll be slower than some of the other, some of the others recently, but might be not true. This card I think is sneaky good because it gives you 3 eerie triggers. I do think Diversion Specialist is quite good. I could take it. The Demon's not bad either, but I do think Fear of Abduction's probably the best card in this pack. Yeah, let's take it and see what happens. So we've got a couple of pretty nice cards. Could have taken a red card to stay red, but this is also a card I think you need to play with to be sure about. It is interesting that they've introduced, like, aliens into Magic, but hey. I mean, I'm sure in the context of Magic, they're not, like, straight-up aliens, but they happen to look like what we call aliens. Yeah, so this card's okay. We went from a couple of packs that I think had a lot of good stuff in it to this, which I think has a bunch of kind of shrug-worthy stuff in it. Could take a Gorge. I mean, fixing is pretty good to have, and there aren't a ton of reasons to go like 3-color. Like, there aren't 3-color cards in the format, but fixing is so good that I think playing a third color is relatively easy. I mean, I think Fear of Being Hunted is good. I really wish they hadn't made it 1 generic and 2 red, although maybe with better fixing, that won't be that bad. And the Escort is fine. It's kind of good if you have survival stuff, especially. But yeah, the land cyclers don't get me excited. I might just take a land here, and that's also not that exciting, but it does mean we could splash a bomb later. And we don't really know, like, maybe it helps us splash Chainsaw. We don't know that we're gonna, be a red deck straight up, so let's take that. All the ley lines are unplayable in limited, so there's an easy easy thing to keep in mind. There's not any nuance there. They're just all unplayable in limited, so, Yeah, it is the fear of aliens. That's true, but that still implies that the fear of them exists in the universe of Magic. I do like Bashful Beastie. I think it's good in like any green deck. We've got another Escort here. But yeah, I mean, 5 mana, 5/4. That gives you a 2/2 when it dies, and that 2/2 has a bunch of upside. I am most excited for blue-green, and these are both cards that are good there. The Ripper's okay. Like if we end up in a sacrifice deck, same thing with Final Vengeance in the right deck is really good. I don't think, though, we're going to take... I mean, I guess I'm going to take the Escort here. I think it's good enough. I don't love taking it with a 4th pick, but the only card in this pack that I think I really like in just any deck of its color, is Bashful Beastie, and yeah. Okay, so we've got an Impossible Inferno here. We also have a Midnight Mayhem, so... Maybe we just lean into red-white aggro here, and, this card definitely does the job, giving you 3 gremlins, and then they all have Menace, Lifelink, and Haste. The Inferno, I think, is probably better overall, but if I'm sort of going to force a red-white deck, which I think is always interesting to do in early on in drafts, it's not a bad idea. I do like this room. Basically, For me, I think all the rooms that have at least one side that impacts the board are good, especially if it's the cheaper side. But yeah, we'll take Midnight Mayhem here and see what happens. Okay, I do like Razorkin Horde Caller a lot. You know, it's not the... As a 5-drop, it's not the ideal aggro creature, maybe, but, like... I love these creatures that can play offense and defense, and it definitely does that. This is a room, you know, where the more expensive side really impacts the board, but I still think it's pretty good. But yeah, we'll take a Horde Caller. Also gives us a Gremlin, which Midnight Mayhem buffs all Gremlins, so hey. Another Leyline, yeah. We're going to see a lot of them, I think. Okay. So it does feel like we're probably going into red-white aggro. This card, pretty good in red-white aggro. Definitely better in black-red. This is a nice 1-drop. If we end up with some sacrifice stuff especially. We've also got another land we could consider taking. Yeah, I'm looking at Possession or Percussionist. Slayer's okay too, but I do probably need to lower my curve if I'm going to be an aggro deck, and Percussionist definitely does it. And this, I think, you know, if I was in black-red, I'd be all over it. And if there wasn't, like, a good 1-drop in that pack, I might have taken it. So this pack is interesting. I think Innocuous Rat might just be black's best common. We'll see how things pan out. And if it's just, like, here, it's pretty tempting to take it. Like, 2-mana 1/1 that dies into a 2/2. Siege from Slumber's okay. We could take a land that would be good for our mana in this particular deck. But I do think the Rat's really good. The thing is, it seems like red-white is open enough, but I could see us ending up in black-red still. It's not like our two... I mean, I do think this is really good, but less good in our deck. So, I was going to actually switch to the... was going to switch to the Rat, but we'll take the land. We'll see if we see some more late good black cards. Yeah, I mean, these aren't amazing, but they're solid, but they're definitely in the same neighborhood as Most Valuable Slayer is, so I think we'll just take it. Interesting that this is still here. We do really need to lower our curve if we're going to, like, have a good deck. So, we'll take Vicious Clown. We're going to have a lot of cards in red-white that, you know, it'll be a 4/3 a lot of the time. So, I can live with that. I think right now, all of our creatures trigger it except Fear of Abduction. This doesn't trigger it on its own, but when I attack, it gets triggered. So, I'm counting it. Too bad this isn't a Gremlin. Okay. This is kind of interesting. It triggers the 2-power thing, and then it can attack as a 6. I kind of think it's better for our deck than the Razorkin is. Like, I think the Razorkin is fine, but I don't know that I want it in this particular deck. I think they made the Chandelier only capable of doing stuff at sorcery speed just to avoid feel-bads, because, like, being able to shut off... I don't think they gave very many ways to shut off Delirium at instant speed out of nowhere. Possessed Goat's fine. I mean, it's another card that is probably better in black-white, like our Fear of Abduction is, but I think it's probably fine for us. 1-mana 1/1 that turns into a scarier thing later. Okay, so Zamone's pretty good. This is just okay. This is a really good signpost in common, but that ship has sailed for us. This pack is real good if you're blue-green. I think Zamone, the Bookworm, and the Centipede are all first pickable cards. So that's pretty good for somebody. I'm not a huge fan of this one. I don't think it's terrible, though. You know, it kind of... You have to have something in the graveyard to impact the board in a big way, but... Attack, put a +1/+1 counter on one of your creatures when you attack. Like, that plays pretty well in Limited. Could take the Inferno. I think that's where I'm going to go in the end here. Yeah. Yeah, the Vacuum can do it, but it's also a rare. So that's like, you know. Allowing a rare to do it is one thing. Man, we got Collected Company. It's really, really sad that we're not really in a deck that can use it. It isn't that easy to use, honestly, but wow, there's a Balustrade Worm, too. It's 2 really strong green cards, and this one definitely, you know, that'll work in any green deck. It's just a huge creature that can come back. I could use some more 2-drops, but it's pretty hard to pass Glassworks Shattered Yard, I think. Like, might be Red's best common. It's at least my pick early in the format. One side is a great removal spell, and the other side is just value on top of that. So, you know. But yeah, the Cheerleader is something I would like. I could use 2-drops pretty badly right now for our deck to, I think, really pop off. But hard to pass really good removal. So, good trick here. You know, it manifests when the thing dies, and the buff is going to make sure most creatures die. I think we want that more than we want a Land Cycler. And if we want clowns, I think they will. I think they'll wheel. Thresher's really good. Does make me wish a little I just jumped over into green because we've seen now 3, I think, very good green cards. You know, our white's still not amazing. Could I still just turn into a red-green deck? I mean, I could definitely see it. And this is good enough that I think I'm going to take a look at that. You know, big creature also sets up, you know, if you get Delirium, it has a very good trigger. Yeah, I'm going to take this. Let's see what happens. Because other than the fear of abduction, I don't feel bad about cutting any white cards. I mean, Midnight Mayhem would be nice, but if it feels like green is this open, I might jump into it. I do think threats around every corner is pretty good. Now, it's definitely better in like blue-green, but I do like this card a lot. I like that you get a 2/2. I like that it searches up a land, fixes your mana. I like all that. We do have a nice 1-drop here in Veteran Survivor, but we also have another Glassworks, which I think is probably better. I mean, at some point I need to prioritize low drops, but I'm also less sure I'm playing white right now, and I think that plays a role in my decision to some extent. So, yeah, let's take another Glassworks. So, if we really need a 2-drop, there is Friendly Teddy. It's not a great 2-drop, but it is one. Another Vicious Clown, another Escort. Monstrous Emergence. I mean, it's a great green card. I'm thinking about pivoting here because, you know, this deck doesn't look... This deck looks pretty good, too. So, I'm thinking that's where we're going to go. We do still need low drops pretty badly. And this is like a Delirium deck. So some mill and stuff would be good. But, man, if I'm going to get Monstrous Emergence and Wickerfolk Thresher as late as we did... oh, yeah. Now we have another Monstrous Emergence. We've also got Defiant Survivor, which I think has one of the best survival triggers, of at least of the lower rarity cards. Infernal Phantom's cool, and we do have a decent number of doors and stuff. But I think maybe the Survivor is better, or Monstrous Emergence. Either one is interesting, I think. We do have one of the better white cards we've seen in this pack in Cult Healer, but we're still seeing really late, really good green cards. So, yeah, I think we'll take another Emergence here. Well, we're doing okay on removal, actually. I'm going to take the Survivor. If we didn't already have as much removal as we did, I think I'd be more into that, but... Okay, another decent white card showing up. I could take it. I do think Horrid Vigor's okay. It's good with survival, for example. Don't think we're going to play Midnight Mayhem, incidentally. I mean, it's not really something I want to splash. So yeah, it's between Horrid Vigor and Living Phone. The Phone might be the better pick. I mean, I don't think... I'll take the trick. Okay, so... Could definitely give this a try. I do like the second mode. The first mode, the Moldering Gym side is pretty slow. We're not that good at manifesting. There is another Impossible Inferno, but we have so much removal that I think I'll just take a Moldering Gym here and we'll see what happens. We could still go back to white if we open something insane in white, of course. And we do have a land that can help us splash white if we really want to. Okay, I think we'll take an Untimely Malfunction here. I think it's main deckable. It's definitely situational, but it seems like it does the job. Yeah, I don't think splashing Midnight Mayhem's really worth it, though. Like, it's fine, like, all game long, but it's definitely best when you actually use it on 4. Okay, so the Cheerleader came back. I do think I'm going to take it over another Gym. Yeah, the Gym can fix for us. But yeah, don't... All right, another clown, I guess. We need more creatures. That's what we really need. Well, another clown. Not going to be... I mean, I don't think it's a great card, but... You know, especially if we end up back in red-white, which I kind of doubt at this point, but it could happen. Especially if we open a great white card. It's definitely better there, but, you know, it'll be fine. Yeah, I do think it's main deckable. The Malfunction, I mean, it's certainly... Wow, that's a strong black card. Yeah. Unfortunately, this is not a good... This is basically unplayable in Limited. We did get a rare in green, and we also got a rare in red. You know, the red one's a build around. I think you can make it work, and the green one is just bad. So, we did get some interesting stuff, though. We have a Patchwork Beastie, who is good at setting up Delirium, good at getting Delirium. Wary Watchdog is 2. Manifest Dread is perfectly solid. Another Inferno. I'm leaning towards the Beastie. I think I like it a little more than the Watchdog. Yeah, I mean, it basically doesn't exist until you get Delirium, and that part is a bummer. But it helps you get it, unlike a lot of cards in this format that have Delirium. We have another one here. We do have... I would have been tempted to try to force Rooms if we, like, opened that card. But yeah, we have another Patchwork Beastie here. Hand that feeds. We do need low drops that are real. And it's a little realer than Patchwork Beastie, but if I'm going to be setting up Delirium, and we have a few reasons to do it right now, the Beastie's going to be a really good one-drop. So I think I'm going to grab another one. Try it out. See if it's a liability or not, you know? Why not? Is Hand That Feeds going to be better by the end of this format? Is it the card that you want more? Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, Patchwork Beastie is not so good with Vicious Clown, is it? Got another Vicious Clown. Frantic Strength is okay. I don't think we want Norin. Gets kind of interesting if you have, like, Power 2 payoffs or something. Grab the Prize definitely helps us get Delirium, so maybe it's what I'm supposed to take here. Drag to the Roots is a card we could splash. We've got some fixing, including for black. I don't hate it, but we have so much removal that I don't think it's the kind of thing I really need to splash. Another Inferno. I mean, at this point, I don't think I hate that. We do have a Terramorphic Expanse, which helps us get Delirium and is good for our mana overall, so I'm probably going to go with it here over... Well, I guess I've only got one Inferno, but it's expensive enough that I don't love having more than that. I do like Nowhere to Run a lot, but yeah, we'll take a land here. This draft doesn't feel like it's gone great, I think I would say, so far. Coordinated Clobbering's good. Definitely better in a deck where you can do survival stuff, and we do have one survivor, but it's still pretty good, especially with Patchwork Beasties. You know, having a one-drop with 3 powers, pretty good with bite and fight effects. So, we'll go for it. So I don't have as many creatures as I think I want to have, but we do have a few more than maybe it looks at first because of our Moldering Gem. And that might be the only one that we have that's not a creature but makes a creature. But yeah, that's part of the problem. We don't have that many creatures, but I don't really want Vicious Clown that much. So we have a signpost here that's in our colors, but honestly, with the amount of removal I already have, do I want to take Beastie Beatdown over like a good 4? And I probably do. I mean, the Survivor, if it was a 2-drop, I think I'd take it, but I think we're going to go for the Beastie Beatdown here. Okay. Now it kind of feels like white's more open. I mean, we did see one of these wheel, and I think they're perfectly fine, but yeah. How many enchantments do we have? Not enough. But we'll take I guess Bedhead Beastie probably makes more sense for us than the other stuff there. Yeah, signals were a little weird this draft, I think, because we saw, I guess other people probably jumped on green. I really wish I had jumped on green when we saw that balustrade worm at this point. That would have been nice. Yeah, I don't really want to run, like... Certainly don't want 3 Vicious Clowns. Well, no, not too surprising that this came all the way back around. This does help a little bit with Delirium. I guess I'm going to take it. Yeah. Don't love our deck. It's not terrible, I don't think, but I don't feel like I have anything like super amazing, and I'm definitely low on creatures. But we do have good removal. We can set up Delirium reasonably well for our cards that care about it. Vicious Clown number 3 or Norin. I mean, I guess I'll take Norin just because we have so many Vicious Clowns already. Am I going to run 2 of these? Probably not. Yeah, my first draft in the early access last time was rough. Yeah. There will be hopefully 3 drafts is what I'm going to do. It depends on time, but I would imagine at least 2 is going to happen. Okay. So, yeah. Do we just leave our deck as is? The one thing I don't like about Untimely Malfunction, like, it doesn't have a mode that is always useful. You know what I mean? Like, the best modal cards have one that's, like, weak, but always does something. And that is not what Untimely Malfunction does. So I don't know that I want 2 of them. I almost feel like the Soul Rager might be better in our deck than a 3rd Vicious Clown. I don't think Norin seems fine because he can't block, and we don't have any real ETBs to abuse or anything like that. So I don't think we want to play him. Maybe I'm just supposed to play another clown. How many cards do I have that triggers the clown? That's the problem. I don't think I have very many. 1, 2, 3. And that's pretty much it. 5. So the clowns do trigger each other, I guess. I should be counting them. So yeah, I think I'd rather have a clown than a Soul Rager. All right. All right, so let's roll with this. We do get to play with some rooms. We get to do some Delirium stuff. So, should be interesting. Yeah, having a lot of removal plus chainsaw is not a bad combination. Okay. Well, turn 1 Patchwork Beastie. Don't hate that. We might get Delirium in a hurry using Grab the Prize plus the Beastie trigger. That'd be cool. Plus we have our chainsaw. Obviously, I don't hate that either. One of the nice things about the Beastie, too, is, like, if they kill it, I still get halfway to Delirium, you know? So that is one thing I like about it. We are going to mill a card. Well, there's an instant in the graveyard. So I think we grab a prize and discard a land, which will get us 3/4 of the way to Delirium. Yeah. So we may get Delirium off another trigger here. Nope, we do not get it. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to play the clown here. I mean, I guess another Patchwork Beastie really ups the ante. Like, we'll have 2 3s coming at them next turn, probably. What are we missing? We need an artifact or a creature to end up in the graveyard is what we need. Or an enchantment. The clown is more likely to be able to attack. But yeah, I think we're just going to go Patchwork Beastie number 2. End our turn. Hello. Yeah. Wow, we milled all lands there. Okay. I can Mountain Cycle here, and yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna Mountain Cycle. You don't want to do it like that though. Thank you. We're gonna grab Mountain. And we're gonna go Monstrous Emergence and reveal our Horde Caller. And then we're going to attack for 6. That's a pretty good turn. They know we have a Horde Caller now, too. Which, you know, if we have a 5th land, obviously they're in some trouble there. Okay. Do I still want to mill? I don't really have any mill payoffs apart from Delirium, so don't know that I see a reason to. Yeah, I'm not gonna. So there's our 5th land. So could play Horde Caller here. The only problem is I don't want them to gain a bunch of life. But I also kind of doubt that they're going to try to block here. If they block, I'm pretty happy because I can chainsaw the Bloodsucker to finish it off. I think I'm going to go ahead and attack. Okay, I'm glad they blocked. Because that thing is a pretty big problem. So we get a Rev counter. Then we'll play our Clown. They've got a lot more juice left than we do, but they are low on life, and we have a pretty nice board. It's not the kind of board where killing one thing is going to really stop us. Yeah, that's definitely annoying. Okay. Well, I can still play this. And then we attack with both of these, because this will get a buff when the token gets made. I should have attacked with all 3. Well, they would have just blocked Patchwork Beastie. I don't think it would have changed things in a huge way. Get some more chainsaw action going. We have a haste creature in our hands. You know, that's always nice. They've been playing a bunch of big old creatures. It's nice to see a smallish one. They could reanimate. That's the thing that they're doing. That's what Black-White wants to do. Okay, so let's go Percussionist, which will buff the Clown. Yeah, let's put this on our Percussionist. And we're going to attack with everything, or try to anyway. Ooh, that's kind of cool, the eerie animation. So they're dead. That is 7 damage. Well, getting 2 beasties early was pretty good, it turns out. You know, we didn't quite get Delirium as early as possible, but I think we had it on turn, what, 4? And then we were just rumbling. Okay. Well, we won our first game. This is the first draft. Well, this is a much worse hand. We don't have any low drops. They're going first. I don't know about that. I think we probably have to mulligan. Okay, this one is not much better, but we do have to keep it at this point. I don't know if I want the gem. I mean, it does make sure we get to 4 lands, but if I'm not playing anything on turns 1 and 2, I'm not going to be able to not impact the board on turn 3, so... Uh-oh. Yeah, I do like that card. It just does so much. Gets you halfway to Delirium, it's good sacrifice fodder, and it's just good on rate, I think. 1 mana, 1/1 that deals 1 to anything and gains you 1 life when it dies. The second side on that one adds to the board, so... Okay, good. We at least drew a land. I think I play Defiant Survivor because it may give us like the huge advantage that we need. If it's allowed to live after attacking and stuff. And we can also coordinated clobbering with it and get the trigger, so obviously we can do that as well. Does die easily. Ugh. All right. Okay, so we drew a 4th land. Does that change my game plan here? I kind of... Both of these gaining life is really frustrating. I'm definitely killing one of them with coordinated clobbering. I guess it's going to be the Bloodsucker. Yeah. And then we'll get to Manifest Dread in our second main phase. Alright, yeah, that's fine. Then we get to Manifest. Ooh. So... I think we probably want the creature. Yeah. God, they have another one. Life gain is not our friend. So... I think I want to attack with both of these, maybe. Maybe, yeah, let's just play the Horde Caller here. Then I can attack with this. I mean, it'll die, but then we're 3/4 of the way to Delirium. Actually, we'll be all the way to Delirium, which will be good for this later. Yeah, so let's do that. When it attacks, yeah. So we get a 1/1 out of this, too. Yes. I guess I could block and kill my 1/1, but I wouldn't care too much if they did. So yeah, now we're at Delirium. They have 2 freaking lifelinkers in play, though, that are a pretty big problem for us. I'm curious to see if I was right or wrong about Fear of Infinity. Whatever happens in this game, it's not going to be enough for me to tell you whether or not I was right or wrong, but I don't love the card overall. We're not exactly in a color pair that can combat it, but it just seems like it's going to be irrelevant on too many boards to be great. Okay. So this is going to become a 4/5 life linker now. Great, 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 great. That's what I wanted to see. You're not going to rumble with the bloodsucker? Okay, I am more than happy about that. So I could flip this and I get a trigger. Yeah, that's probably our best bet here. I don't have an attack otherwise, and I'm probably going to kill this eventually, but I don't think I want to do it yet. So let's turn this face up. Attack with it so we get the trigger. Ooh, that's a nice draw. Do you have an instant speed enchantment? They're going to pick off a gremlin here. Now, they could kill the Horde Caller, yeah. That is kind of a nice combo that I didn't think about, is Fear of Lost Truce and the Skull. I didn't want to flip post block because I wouldn't have gotten the trigger. I wouldn't have gotten a blowout either way because I could have only killed one of their blockers either way. So I think it was worthwhile drawing a card as opposed to hoping they block a certain way. All right. Yeah, they're gaining so much life. I hate it. There's a Cynical Loner. We're going to decline. That is a good draw. Okay. So we're going to Beastie Beatdown and kill the Bloodsucker. Yeah. So I can hit them for 10, 13, 15 here if I kill Cynical Loner and just let them keep the thing that can't block. So I think that's the plan here. Bam. Plus we get to manifest. They call this one Delirium Stompy, and that's certainly how it feels right now. Doesn't matter much here which one we go with. So if I kill Fear of Infinity, the problem is that they can get it back just by unlocking another door. I mean, they do have to cast it again, but I think letting them keep the thing that can't block is way better than the other option. Untimely Malfunction is pretty likely to give us lethal here, incidentally. Because we just make... If they play two creatures, we make them both unable to block and then swing for lethal. Untimely Malfunction's funny. I don't know why they have it be 1 or 2 target creatures can't block this turn instead of up to 2. I guess you have to you have to have at least one thing to target is what they're saying there. Oh yeah, so we're just going to make those both unable to block and swing for lethal. Works for me. We got there. I'm very glad they didn't attack with that 4/5 at all. There were a couple times where it would have gained them 4, and I had, like, no good blocks. So... This, This deck definitely feels stompy, where we just have these, like, big monsters, and... I mean, we were behind so much of that game until we had a turn where we, you know, swung for 15. Okay. Alright, good. Percussionist is here. I didn't see that at first. Right now, Monstrous Emergence isn't great, but it's going to get better. Alright, so... Percussionist, go! Hand that feeds. That is a card I wish I had picked up. I may take a turn off here just to throw Terramorphic Expanse in the graveyard. I mean, the alternative is that I attack and use Horrid Vigor, and that's not great, so, yeah. Do we have double red or double green on any cards? Man, Wickerfolk Thresher feels like it should be double green, but it is not. We will get a forest, and then we'll end our turn. I bet this card, like, imagining having it in this deck where we've been able to get Delirium and have a big turn because of it, it's going to really be great in those situations. 4-2 Menace is, like, tough to account for. So, I think we probably play Attack in the Box here. I could Horrid Vigor. It'll have us halfway to Delirium. And then grab the prize. Has a shot at getting us the rest of the way. I guess I don't hate that. And it's not like I'm going to block with my Percussionist to begin with. Yeah. Yeah. So in that case, we're going to play Attack in the Box here. I like the sound effect that the toys make. It's pretty funny. If we give something Death Touch... Ooh, that's gross. They're going to give me some Delirium action here, but they get to hit us for 6 with our own Attack in the Box. Oh my god. The pain. Ugh. Okay. So what do I need to get in my graveyard? An instant? And that's the answer, yeah. Well... Yeah, we have artifact, creature, land, so getting a sorcery in there works too. Yeah, that is a big downside for the box, that's for sure. I mean, it's an uncommon, so I'm not sure how much you need to think about it, but it is definitely a thing. Thinking. Yeah, so if I grab the prize here... I think I'm going to discard Horrid Vigor, because I don't really feel like I have time for it right now. And that'll get us Delirium for Beastie Beatdown. And we're just going to end our turn here. We need our shields up, unfortunately. Wonder if I should have kept the land and discarded, but I knew I was going to need 5 at some point, so... I don't know if they're stuck on one color or if they're like mono-red. My guess is they're black-red, since they're packing Vengeful Possession. Ugh. That is pretty gross. We will kill that, and we do get to draw a card. But now we're at 6. Don't love that part. Okay. I sort of feel like what I need to do is just kill this. Like, I can't really afford to just let them keep attacking me. So I think we'll play the Clown and then Vicious Monstrous Emergence. Whoop. So we've cleared out their board. Hopefully there aren't a bunch more sources of damage that they can just get on the board without any effort. And then maybe we can win the game off of some triggers. I do like Ticket Booth. That's a good one. Manifest on one side, and then in the late game you can start giving double strike to your stuff. It's kind of like, nah. It's not. What I was going to say isn't a good comparison. I think I'm going to play the Thresher here. This Manifest Dread is scary. So they put Turn Inside Out in the graveyard, so there's a good chance this is a creature. They don't have a ton of mana, so it's not like they can turn everything face up. So yeah, let's play our Thresher here and pass. Well, that's annoying. They've gotten us twice with Vengeful Possession. Kind of have to block it, unfortunately for me. Alright, so we're going to attack with the Thresher now. So, I'm going to have to fire off the Inferno at some point. There's a chance I draw something I can play, so I am tempted to do it now, but this isn't going to do lethal, so I think we're gonna wait. So, I think we kill the face-down card here. Don't have a whole lot of choice. Ooh. Oh my god. They've liked stealing our stuff in this game, haven't they? Ugh. And that makes us dead. They stole our creatures and hit them with us twice, and then they redirected our spell at a good time. Brutal. I wonder if they were a black-red deck and didn't get black and still had that good of a game against us. I mean, we flooded a little, but still, if they were really choked off of one color, they definitely were in the worst situation than we were. It's hard to say that modal card is good, but it definitely can do that thing. God, if only there was a forest in this hand. I think we have to mulligan. Okay, this one looks nice. What do I send back? Probably Vicious Clown, I guess. I mean, as nice as... Yeah. I think I'd rather have a big creature for later when I have two, like, bite effects in my hand. Although, I guess if I don't have anything on board early... okay, I changed my mind by thinking about that. Turn 1 Patchwork Beastie went well for us earlier. Chainsaw's nice. Not going to play it here to do 3 to them, though. It only damages creatures anyway. Milled another land. Okay. This will get a creature into our graveyard. Yeah, we'll pass for now. Ooh, I'm jealous. That's the deck I'm most interested in playing. I just think Manifest Dread is so good in this format. Which, you know, if you followed my content between my set review and I wrote an article on Card Kingdom about it in Limited, and I wrote an article about the Manifest Dread deck in Commander even. I've been writing and talking a lot about Manifest Dread, evidently. You know, I guess the only thing that would have been good about... if I grabbed the land, then I would have 4 mana next turn. So, might have been... Like, if I grabbed the land and then draw another land, it would have given me that advantage. I guess we need red mana more than we need green right now. I think I'm going to play the clown for now. Yeah, I think it probably was worth cycling to not miss the land drop. I think you are correct about that. Tunnel Surveyor's a nice card. Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna... I want to grab the prize here. Probably not. I think I chainsaw the face down creature. Question is whether I also grab the prize. I mean, if I grab the prize, discard a land, there's a pretty good chance I draw another land, but then if I don't, I'm relying on, like, coordinated clobbering. It also doesn't get me delirium, for what that's worth. So, yeah. I am going to grab the prize, discard a land. Okay. Then we draw a land, and then, yeah, we'll chainsaw the face-down creature. Which was a land. I still think it was better because turning it face-up was going to give them a counter. So, once Tunnel Surveyor is already in play, a face-down... Well, they couldn't turn it face-up, actually. So, it's probably not better. Because they could blink the Tunnel Surveyor or something now. Discarding Clobbering isn't a terrible idea, I suppose. We have, like, all of our cards in our hand right now that need a creature in play, so if they get rid of our Vicious Clown, it's going to be ugly. Alright, we did draw another clown. So I think we play our other clown. And then I think I'm okay with... Yeah, I'm going to attack with it. If they trade the long neck, that's fine. It will get us... No, it won't get us delirium. I'm also okay with that. Don't think I coordinated clobbering here. Yeah, they smash in for 4 here now. Gruul is a delirium deck, or yeah, a delirium deck, but like a stompy delirium deck. So like mid-range delirium, I guess I'd say. Yeah, man, our situation is not great. Well, they didn't do anything, which makes me think I can get away with Monstrous Emergence or Coordinated Clobbering here. Alright. So we got a 5/3 now. They've got a face-down creature. And if they kill our creature... I'm not thrilled about that. But I don't... Yeah. I can't really let them... No. We'll just hang back. Our deck definitely has a problem where it doesn't have enough creatures. Like, especially for a deck that's running like 4 bite effects. So, you know, that's the world we're dealing with. Need an instant or an artifact in my graveyard is what I need for Delirium at this point. That is not what that is. I guess I'm going to Beastie Beat down now and kill the Keybearer. And I will attack this time. Ooh, they might have interaction. That would be bad. Rumble. Yeah. Nice. So we go Defiant Survivor. Coordinated Clobbering. I think we just tap our Survivor. Attack them for 7. Thank God for Chainsaw. Like, all the removal has worked very well with Chainsaw. So this is a nice buff. Makes it easier for our Defiant Survivor to get in there and keep manifesting. Unless they kill it. Like that. Stealing it versus killing it, you know. Is it worth turning this face up first? I guess if I can get them to block, it's more valuable here than anything else is, so... Drop them to 2. So they can... Oh, no, they took away its abilities. Yeah, that's what Duskmourn's domination does, after all. That thing is good, but hopefully it's too late for me to be worried about. I think it probably is. I think we buff the Vicious Clown. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, actually, I think we tag with both and give the Slayer double strike, because the only way they can kill this is by blocking with both of those anyway. First strike, I mean. Yeah. Them rev counters. So all 3 are lethal now. They need 3 things to get in the way. Yeah. I mean, I get Chainsaw B+, and I think that's how it's played. I don't know. I mean, it's premium removal up front with, like, a bunch of upside. Yeah, our deck has a bunch of removal, and we were in a spot where our opponent had to block. And, you know, when you're forcing blocks with Chainsaw in play, that's going to happen. All right, this is keepable. Yeah. Get in there. Well, we're really going to want more mana to show up. More mana, please. They're not doing anything, and if I'm not able to play a 3-drop here, I'm going to be really sad that I'm not pressuring them. Okay, good. I do get to play a 3-drop. Guess it's going to be the clown, since it can get some triggers later. Let's see if it resolves. I mean, it's early, but the clowns have definitely played better than I expected them to. Okay. Trying to think here. I mean, I definitely attack with both of these. Yeah, we'll attack with both of them. I want to be able to leave up Horrid Vigor, so... If they don't block, I probably play the Slayer. Alright, they do block. Does mean we don't get to play anything else, but I think getting rid of that thing is probably worth it. Oh, God. Dissection Tools is really good. It's like Batter Skull, but, you know, not quite as good. Yeah, and I don't currently have... Oh, wait. Nope, you've got 3 power. Yeah, I don't have a way to kill it this turn. It's got Death Touch and Lifelink. They can turn it face up, and they can move the equipment for free. Mana-wise, you'd have to sack a creature. Well, shoot. I guess if I play the Slayer, I at least have an attack. Yeah, that works for me, I think. One more mana and I can Impossible Inferno at least. We do have artifact removal, it's true. It is true. But that's the thing about this, is even once you blow it up, you're getting 2 for 1. That's what makes it so good. Gross. Also gross. Do I want to block it so that I increase my chances of hitting a land here? Because this will draw me a card. Also, add to our Delirium count. Yeah, it's probably worth doing. Oh, God. They have the Swarm Weaver, too. I don't want to deal with either of these cards. What am I supposed to do here? Lose? Lose is what I think the answer is. Yeah, the Emergence does not gain life because your creature doesn't do the damage. Emergence does damage equal to the power of the creature. If that makes sense. It's worded differently, and that makes it better in almost every way. That's one of the few ways that it isn't better. God. So I can Impossible Inferno, but then they can just move this freaking thing around. So it's probably better for me to just, like, play attack in the box. And then Monstrous Emergence. And kill the Swarm Weaver, maybe? Maybe the face down card's probably better. They can move it, but at least they have to sack a creature. Am I okay with them blocking with one of these? I kind of think I am, actually. Yeah. Makes it harder to equip dissection tools the fewer creatures they have, so... We also have Delirium now, for what that's worth. Yes, it does buff future things, too. There aren't a ton of those things, but they are around. So, and that they did get a free token here, so... They're going wild over there. And I'm sure they'll equip dissection tools to the Swarm Weaver. I was hoping they wouldn't get a bunch of other bodies to easily sacrifice, but they did. Luckily, I'm still at 20. Got that going for me. But we are taking 6 here, and they're gaining 6. Okay. So... I'm going to play this land because I want to be able to play Patchwork Beastie in my second main phase. And this gives me till next turn anyway. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and Inferno the Swarm Weaver here. Do I attack here? It's not like I'm going to be able to block. So I think we do. And then we'll play our Beastie. Two cards I did not want to deal with. I still haven't really dealt with dissection tools. I have made their lives harder with it because, you know, if they don't add more creatures to the board, equipping it is pretty painful right now. Looks like they're about to reanimate something or get something back from the graveyard, though. Oh, okay. Well, that's less problematic. I still don't love it, but they shuffled away my Beastie. Dissection tools would be like an A+ if you also had like an equip cost you could pay. That'd be pretty nice. Okay, hey, look at that. We drew our freaking removal for dissection tools. I like that. I guess we're gonna... Should we try to Beastie Beat down here, or is it too dangerous in this situation? I can wait until I have mana to do both. I think they have too much mana for me to be, like, excited about the prospect of Beastie Beatdown. They could turn it face up. There's, like... Yeah, there's so much that can go wrong. So I'm just gonna pass. Maybe they try to cast removal and I can point it at their own creature or something. Alright, they're going to Manifest Dread. With Manifest Dread. They're going to Manifest Dread. Alright, so I think we're going to try to blow this up and then block this and see what happens. Maybe not, but... Destroy target artifact. The only problem with trying to block here is that if it's a bigger creature, then I have nothing to use Beastie Beatdown on, and I don't like that. So I'm just going to take the 2. Stop looking at your graveyard. You're going to shuffle away my attack in the box, too? That'd be sad. Cathartic Reunion number 2. Yep. Cathartic Parting, rather. It's the opposite over Reunion. Well, I'm pretty lucky to have drawn that. I'm going to go ahead and kill one of these and make a 5/5 while I'm at it. Which do I want to kill more? What did they put in their graveyard when they manifested the second one? And not a creature. I didn't put a creature in either time, so it doesn't guarantee either of them are creatures. That one was the Swarm Weaver, though, so I don't hate that. Now, granted, it wasn't going to make the insects, but, you know. Fear of Falling is pretty bad for us right now, because we can't block it or stop it in any way. My God. It's pretty funny, like, our deck has a decent number of artifact creatures in it, but it's like we got all of them against them. I mean, we don't have that many that we should have gotten them all and had them all get shuffled away, but that's what happened. I do like that card. I think, you know, I said it was main. I think I gave it a C+ in the set review. Certainly played like one there. It's also got like one of the saddest magic art text, flavor text combinations I've ever seen in my life. So it also gets you right here, in addition to making you lose the game. It's like a double loss. It's definitely not insane, but it's good, especially when your opponent just plays like all of their artifact creatures, you know? I think we can keep this. It's a little questionable. You know, our deck's problem of not having as many creatures as it should keeps cropping up. But we have a 2-drop removal spell. We can grab a land when we need to. So, you know, and now we have a 3-drop creature too. So that feels a lot less bad. Are they going to manifest Dread? No. Alright, we definitely want to play out a creature here. Although, I mean, there's something to be said for just killing this while we can, I guess, now that I think about it. Yeah, let's just do it. Let's just get the chainsaw started here. Kill a creature while we can. Get a counter. Because once that turns face up, killing it becomes significantly more difficult. Okay. Decent chance we get something countered here. I may just wait till I get to 6 on this, which I think is going to feel better overall. Probably going to get countered, I would imagine. No? Bounced. Yeah, early chainsaw definitely can take over the game. Glimmers. So, playing Horde Caller next turn and attacking with everything is pretty good, as long as they don't play something that has more than 4 toughness anyway. They don't, but they do play a creature that's pretty obnoxious. I'd rather now kill that with Glassworks than the Horde Caller plan. I don't know. The Horde Caller plan, I think, is pretty good. I mean, it's less good when they're going to get a 2-2, but I still attack them with a 4-3 and a 4-4 and get a counter on my chainsaw while I'm at it. Yeah, and then I still have, like, removal and trick in my hand. Yeah, so let's just do it. I'm sure they kill our Horde Caller here. I'd be surprised if they didn't, to say the least, when I'm tapped out. Yeah, I was going to say. They definitely come out ahead there by a little bit. I get a 1/1 token out of the deal, which I would have gotten anyway. And they get a face-down creature. Decent chance it is a creature. Ooh, that thing is gross. Definitely need to kill it before they start manifesting dread, because it causes some real big problems when you manifest dread. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and hit it with Glassworks here. So I could just equip Chainsaw here and go for it. I could also play our Gym. I guess I could also just attack with the Clown and leave up Horrid Vigor. Equipping Chainsaw, I mean, they have to double block still to kill my Clown, and then we get another counter on Chainsaw. Yeah, I think that's a good plan. Kill both of those. Get another counter on our Chainsaw. They'd rather Forest Cycle than get that, which concerns me. What scary, scary creature do you have in your hand? Okay. Maybe your face-down creature is the scary one? Yeah, I'm not really willing to test that right now. I could test it by equipping this with Chainsaw. Seeing what happens. It's not a terrible plan, I don't think. I mean, I could get the Manifest here, but just playing this and getting a land in the second main phase isn't too bad. See what they do. What is your face-down creature? See, if they turn it face up, I can Horrid Vigor. Oh, yeah. Ooh, I'm so sorry, Altenac. You're cool, but you're dead. And a gremlin just killed you. A chainsaw-wielding gremlin just took down a gigantic insect creature. That's magic for you. That is magic for you. Okay. Well, is it just weight room time? I think I attack and then play the weight room. Okay, they're tired. They are tired of the shenanigans that I've been pulling, I guess, there. Yeah, let's go ahead and weight room. Let's make this Terramorphic Expanse into a 5/5. Okay. I'm going to try to kill the beastie here. Then, do I want a beastie beatdown on the long neck? I think I'll save that for a second main phase situation. So having these in play right now when they're getting lower and lower on life is pretty darn good. Because I can turn these into Shattered Yard and start pinging them. Looks like we don't need to, though. Chainsaw good. Maybe it's just the bomb. I mean, if you don't get it on as early as we have, it's definitely not. And there, you know, but destroying something on turn 2 with it or turn 3 and then just going to town has been pretty good. Did chat really call that it was going to be Altenac? That's funny. I missed that. For some reason, my chat is not showing up as well as it usually does. Ugh. I mean, if I draw a mountain, this hand is like pretty good, and without one, it's kind of passable, but it is a dangerous-ish keep. I am on the draw. I'm probably supposed to mulligan. Okay, this one's definitely better. We are going to put a land back. Expanse will put one in the graveyard. We've been lucky to get this combo a couple times. And we might have it again here. More interested in green right now. Yeah, we're 4-2, so we're at least going to have a winning record here. Ooh, that's a nice draw. I could Monstrous Emergence the Cheerleader, but I think it's probably better to try to get things set up a little bit here. So I'm going to grab the prize. I think we discard our Slayer. That gets us 3/4 of the way to Delirium. Not that we're desperate for Delirium. But, maybe I am supposed to discard the land. Yeah, it's hard not to. If I had a card in my hand with Delirium, I'd be a little more eager. But we did draw one. But it's not like it's bad if we don't have Delirium. So I can live with it. This thing is about to get flying, but we have like all the time in the world to kill it later. So I'm not too worried about it being a flyer. All right. So I think I do play the Survivor so that I can set up a good coordinated clobbering turn. Yep. And I think I probably want to clobber Kona more than I want to clobber this. I mean, at this stage of the game, it could actually do some serious work. But we can also cycle here, which is nice. Yeah, let's do that first. Yeah, there's no reason to do it first. I guess, yeah, there is a reason to do it first. Like earlier, you know, making sure we get a land drop this turn, and then if we have one next turn... Having 2 removal spells be what we hit is annoying. Getting either of these in the graveyard is good for Delirium, right? Sorcery, creature, sorcery, land. Yeah, so either one will do the job. Let's put our Chainsaw in play. It's been so good to us, you know? So let's have it be a creature now. Now we've got a creature Chainsaw. Beastie Beatdown on this so that we can attack with it better is pretty gross. Because we'll just keep manifesting every turn. Looks like maybe it's dead, though. Yeah, it is. It is dead. Very sad. Okay. Let's play our Slayer now. I feel like we've got the time to do it. Attack them for 3. Yeah, that is kind of a problem. So, shoot. Even Beastie Beatdown can't quite take down Shepherding Spirits. But I could put the counters on the Slayer and then attack with the Slayer. And then kill it with Monstrous Emergence. The other thing with Monstrous. Yeah, okay. That works. I can live with it. So, yeah, Beastie Beatdown. Attack with the Slayer. It'll buff itself. And then Monstrous Emergence. Choose a creature I control. Target that. Choose this. Well, can this 4/6 that attacks as a 5/6 first striker take over the game? Or is it dead? It's dead. Alright. Well, Vicious Clown. Vicious Clown. We do not want this to survive. I can tell you that much. But if they have a trick or something in their hand that they can blow us out with, it's going to be real bad. Because this, yeah, returns a small creature. Oh my god. Are we really dealing with dissection tools again? Ugh. Okay. Well, that's not fun. We definitely double block the Savior. If it attacks us, it does not. I wonder... Am I supposed to attack with both our Vicious Clowns here? I kind of think the answer is no. I think attacking with one might be okay. Yeah. I mean, the problem with attacking with both is that this will now survive if it attacks us. We have no way of taking it down. So, yeah, we're just going to attack with one. They could move this over to this and sack their face-down creature, but... So I need to kill this most of all, and if they have a trick or something, then I'm not going to be happy. There's not really a reason to block with the Percussionist too here. Oh god. They're going to blow us out. If the Percussionist had 2 power, I would have blocked with it too, but it's not really going to accomplish anything. So their creature survives and they reanimate something, it's pretty much game over. Well, it goes to their hand, but they're going to be able to play it. So it may as well be reanimating. It might be game over anyway, because we're still contending with dissection tools. But it's definitely game over if they blow us out here. Don't be looking at your graveyard. That tells me that you can blow me out here. Oh, man. Yep. Okay. That I can live with. For now, anyway. Oh, good. Giving this +1/+0 and indestructibility is just what I would hope for. So we kind of have to draw our removal spell that can hit this. So that does mean we should mill ourselves because it increases the chances of us drawing it. We do risk milling it, but we have a greater chance of drawing it as well if we mill with our Patchwork Beastie. We can kill Hardened Escort, at least, you know. So there's that. These clowns have been better than I expected overall. I mean, it's one draft. I'm not ready to say they're not a C-, which is, I believe, what I gave it in the set review. Yeah. So, how hard do I block this Escort? I mean, if they give it Death Touch, it's going to be brutal. But I kind of think we're in a spot where we have to kill it. We don't want to be, like, one removal spell breaking up this block would be pretty bad news for us. Pretty bad news. Oh, that's also bad news. Go to 2. Anthropede. We are going to mill a card. It's a land. Okay. Don't hate this. Get in the weight room. I think I'm going to hit him for 7 and hope I can block with Clockwork Percussionist here. I might try a double block. But maybe not. I mean, I can swing back for 10. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to try a double block. Let's do it. I get a card back, so getting blown out here, yeah, like that, isn't a complete disaster. We are going to mill a card. Oh, we did end up milling our card that could have killed this thing. We can do it with Impossible Inferno, but it takes some extra work. Does this get the land untapped? No, of course it doesn't. I kind of need to leave up mana here for Impossible Inferno and a block to kill this, so I think we just have to lose our attack in the box. Might also scare them into, like, not attacking, which would be okay with me. That would be okay. But yeah, we did hit our card that could have done the job, but it's a numbers game, you know? Okay. We are going to block like this. Then we're going to Inferno. Land. Grab another land. Play our clown. They're at 21, we're at 2, and they have dissection tools in play, so I don't like our chances. But... but... if they just keep bricking on their draws, maybe we'll kill them. Oh, that's like... well, they do have to crew it, so I was thinking that was definitely not a brick. But... we just need them to stop, just not ever draw another creature. So if they draw one, we're dead, because they crew this. So maybe I shouldn't have attacked. But it's like, if we have any hope of winning... creature spells you cast have Convoke. Don't think that card's very good. Yeah, I think... am I supposed to just keep swinging and hope they don't draw a creature that can crew? Probably not. I probably have to attack them for 3. Hold up Horrid Vigor here so that we can deal with things. Yeah, so that gives them the creature that they need. We block, and then use Horrid Vigor. Yeah, they can put 2 counters on their creature here, unfortunately for us. Or 1 counter. Oh, it can only spread them out. So, ooh, yeah, okay. So if you have, yeah, it can only spread them out. That's nice. So, I think we attack for 5 and then play our Thresher and cross our fingers, probably. Hope they draw a land here. Not a creature and not a removal spell. Maybe you have another one of these in your deck you could draw right about now. Be pretty amazing if we managed to win this thing. I don't like our chances. Okay. Well, they had to leave a blocker back now. We are down to 4 cards. I think we swing out here because they have to block. They could have removal, which would be bad, but I think it's still our best bet here is swing out. Oh, why weren't you in my first hand? My God, I think we might actually do it, you guys. They had to brick on a lot of draws for this to even be possible, but we did it. Wow. That is not a game we should have won, but we did. It did help that they were playing the Convoke. You know, that was like drawing a land, basically. The Convoke room. Well, this deck did better than I expected. I mean, some of it, Chainsaw has been great. Maybe better than the B+ I gave it. The Clowns have been surprisingly, like, I gave them a C-. Maybe in this draft I'd say they felt like a C. You know, it's way too early to have any strong opinions about that. And then, like, the good Delirium cards and the good removal we have been as good as you'd expect. But this deck would be way better if we had, like, 3 more creatures, probably. But we're doing the job. Between a B+ and an A-, yeah. I mean, it may just deserve a bigger grade because the floor on it is so high, and then the ceiling is also really high. I think we can keep this one thanks to Chainsaw. You know, it gives us a 2-drop to kill their 2-drop or 3-drop or whatever. Yeah, we do not have a critical mass of 2-drop creatures. I mean, we have a decent number, but we're definitely not as much as we would have had if we stuck in red-white. So, drawing a 2-drop here or a Patchwork Beastie would be nice. Darn. Darn it. But if next turn, if I can play Defiant Survivor and then Chainsaw something and attack with our Survivor, that's going to feel pretty good. Good chance they play a 2-drop. Ugh. It is an annoying one, but I still think I don't really want to kill it that much either. So I'm going to play our Survivor here. See if we can get it set up next turn. Piggy Bank. Yeah, Glassworks is good. Well, we may see, you know, if a room deck is a thing, you probably have a bunch of Glassworks, you know, to actually help you get to the later stages of the game. Do I want to play the Thresher here? It's not like I'm going to be able to get Delirium right away, but it's a big creature, so I think we do. Another Glassworks would be bad news here. Cursed Recording, that's spicy. Okay. Well, I think now we go grab the prize, discard. Do I want to discard a land more than I want to discard an enchantment? So if I discard an enchantment, no, I think we discard the land. This is going to do something later. Something real. More lands, huh? So we are going to give them a treasure here, which that part I don't love, but killing their creature is pretty good. I also don't have to do it, is the thing. I could just play our clown and hold on to the chainsaw for now, yeah. Alright, so let's attack with our Thresher. So they do have the ability to double spells for no future mana investment, which is real bad. Like if they play a removal spell, for example, they're going to kill both our creatures. So, you know, that's what the recording can do. It's definitely a powerful card when you can use it. It's just that this format has fewer instants and sorceries than most. So it is harder to use than it would be. Like if there was a legit instant and sorcery deck in this format, it would be even better, but as it stands, it's like a build around that takes some work. Maybe about to blow us out, though. Yeah, so they're going to destroy both our creatures. As expected, or, you know, maybe not expected, but we knew it was a possibility. Another room. Okay. Well, I think we're just going to go for add big body to the board. Slash maybe get Delirium. So, do we have an instant in the graveyard? We don't, so that is what we put in there. Being able to blow up Cursed Recording would be good. It does stink that the... you know, the random numbers did not go in our favor on the artifact removal kind of needing to do its thing. So they can also manifest, yeah, if they pay 4 here. That does not look like the plan, though. Looks like they might be... Yeah, that's gross. Cursed Recording might be easier to build around than I thought. You know, if one draft is enough, you know, anecdotally, it looks pretty good. So if they manifest here, we probably chainsaw that manifest and then swing for 5. Okay, yeah, so let's chainsaw the manifest. Do I also want to Glassworks the piggy bank? I don't hate it. Yeah, let's do it. They have a bunch of cards, which I don't love, and still have Cursed Recording in play, which I don't love. It's going to be hard to win this one. I mean, if they spend their turn unlocking Shattered Yard here, that would be shocking, but I'd take it. They were just hovering over it, so I'm sort of hoping, but they have 5 cards in their hand. Surely one of them's an instant or sorcery, yeah. Another grab the prize, yeah, that'll ping us. Yep. Yep. That means we lose. Yeah, they're playing all the good doors, you know, which blue-red does have them. But you'll notice that they're not going to win the game using the blue-red signpost. They're just going to, like, win the game using door value, you know. So, all right. Well, deck went better than I expected it to, and I'm happy about that. That's for sure. 5 and 3. Chainsaw was good.